Welcome everybody back to the Off the Down Low channel. If anything is on the down low, it's unknown. I'm taking it off the down low. Curated and different topics to, maybe get you perplexed a little, you know what I'm saying? Today, we're talking about the parents of Brian Laundrie, and I'm calling this episode the Dirty Laundry List. Supposedly they got immunity. So apparently, everybody's thinking that these parents here, they helped out Brian. They either led him to a place so that he can hide, provided him with money. They did something. They did something for their son, as any parents would. But what a source is saying now is that supposedly maybe that they were granted immunity. And if you don't know what an immunity is, it's when you are looking at some charges against you. And if you provide the FBI, the law enforcement, information, then they can say, well, if you provide us this information, then we'll go ahead and give you immunity, which means that you won't be charged with anything in this case or any later date as well. Any later case that has to pertain to this. Okay, so he's wanting to murder their son, Brian Laundrie. The parents helped him. If you unknowingly help a murderer and say you give him money or you take him to a certain place or you drive him somewhere and you let him go and you didn't know that they killed someone, that is still punishable by law, and that would be aiding and abetting, or it would be conspiracy. Okay, if you didn't know, there's one thing, you might be able to get out of it. But if you did know, even a hint or an iota of somebody was killed, and I believe that they did know, his parents did know that something happened. Because where's Gabby? What happened to Gabby? Where's Gabby at, son? Is she, she's not in the van, son, because the van's here with you. Where did you leave her? At home with her parents? Because her parents called, and you know the story. They knew something, and they said, well, you better get the heck out of Dodge right now, because the first place the FBI is going to come is here home, so you better get the hell out of here. We're going to make it seem like you went hiking, and we'll put your car there for a little bit. And then after a couple of weeks, we'll go get your car and bring it back. Because it's our car. I hate these fucking people here. They provided him necessary assistance, and as would any parent. But the source says, this source is close to Brian. It says, we believe his mom and dad struck some sort of deal, a secret deal of immunity between either the Florida DA or the FBI. Chris and Roberta Laundrie, they want to save themselves because they know they did something to help their son. Therefore, they disclosed the information about Brian's location. So that day when we were thinking, hey, what's going on here? What are they doing? They went out there with the FBI or the law enforcement, and they were walking up and down. The first picture I showed here, let me show you again. This picture here. They're waiting for the guy, and they went in there first, and they said, yeah, he's right here. He's right over there on this side. We'll wait here while you go and, I marked it with a dry bag, or whatever the case. So helping the authorities find their son, they have been granted immunity for all the charges of harboring or assisting or wherever the hell it might be. The source also echoed theories spread across social media about the Laundrie's alleged involvement in their son's disappearance, and all us online sleuths are thinking that this is exactly what happened. And gosh darn it, did I want these people to pay? Because someone has to pay for Gabby's death. Somebody, some justice has to be served. How are we going to do that now? The FBI granted them immunity so they can find his body and get more evidence. Well, now it's with an anthropologist, a forensic one, because we can't find shit. It's inconclusive. The footage that shows Roberta and Chris searching the area where Brian's belongings were found, I was suspicious of how they managed to wrap up the case in a matter of hours when they went out there, even though the water had subsided. It seems like they knew this whole time, which really pisses me off. Because the FBI was out there unsuccessfully trying to find, and these people knew the whole time. That may be why the cadaver dogs were out there early on, because they thought maybe they just knew that they knew, because they did. It's like Chris and Roberta knew exactly where he was the whole time. And I think Bertolino, their lawyer, they worked out a plea for them. He worked out a plea for them. And shit, at least he did something. Seems like he's been worth a shit this whole time. This is one of the reasons why I wonder if Chris and Roberta struck the deal because they didn't need gloves, because the deal was sealed. To the fact that Brian's parents didn't wear equipment to prevent evidence contamination while they were searching. They didn't have any kind of evidence gloves or anything like that, but the other guys did. It's kind of strange. But then Stephen Bertolino, he denied making an immunity deal when they asked him. The Laundrie's lawyer sharply criticized the theory that the clients hid evidence and used it to bargain for immunity. Bertolino says the FBI did once discuss charges with Brian's parents, but concluded that no charge was appropriate. Bullshit, I call on that. That's a lie. That's omission. Omission of evidence or omission of information is still a lie if you know the truth. There was never a threat. There was never a coercion, and there was never a deal cut, Bertolino said. There were no deals. There were certainly conversations, as one would expect happens in every criminal case. The Laundries were cooperating. The dirty Laundries were cooperating. With who? Who are you speaking of? Because they've not been cooperating this whole time. This is why we have such a problem with them, because they have not been cooperating. But Bertolino says there were no deals. There were certainly conversations, as one would expect happens in every criminal case, but the Laundries were cooperating, quote unquote. Bertolino is a freaking hack. I don't know what they drove maybe they drove all that way to get this guy because they know that he would do anything they fucking wanted him to do. Regardless of a law degree or being in the bar or legally or not. He's like the, Saul Goodman, which is all good. I love Saul Goodman, by the way. But this guy, Bertolino, I have no respect for him. Both before and since the discovery of Brian's remains, many theorized that his parents could have faced charges related to Petito's death or, an alleged cover-up, which I believe they did cover up. Since he's been found, the police have made no move to investigate the parents, but I thought they were. Brian still hasn't officially been linked to Gabby's death, which is also bullshit. His remains were found, and it was only for charges related to unauthorized use of her bank card. That's it. So it's still unclear whether we'll be able to close the Petito case without without gathering evidence and from Brian about her movements or alleged involvement in her death, we'll never know because it's inconclusive. So until Brian's remains can be forensically, and I hope really fucking forensically, studied and assessed, and that notebook has something in it to explain exactly what's happened. There's no one to be able to facilitate justice in this case if you give the freaking dirty Laundries immunity. I really hope they didn't do it. I really hope the FBI or the DA did not give them immunity this early on in an investigation where there are no suspects that are alive and no actual evidence, concrete evidence that says A, B, C, and D happened sequentially, and that's why Gabby's gone. The answer's justice. John Walsh says, the pain of losing someone will always be there when you lose someone. It will never go away. You're going to have to live with it every day. And there's no answer to the pain. There's no alleviating the pain. So since there's no magic elixir to help you with the loss of a family or a loved one that's been murdered or taken from you, the only thing that equals that is justice. Justice. There's no revenge. There's no giving back or filling in that empty space from what you lost. And the pain will always be there. But justice helps to at least minimize it as much as possible and know that they can rest easy. Once you have conquered the obscure and have opened the floodgates of the truth, there's no stopping it. Bertolino, fucking Brian, the dirty Laundries. When are we going to get some truth around here? When is something going to happen so that we can have a semblance of justice being facilitated in this case? Gabby, the Petitos, and a family and friends of Gabby, may God bless you, and may your pain and suffering be minimized by this guy and his family being taken down and all of their secrets revealed. Like, subscribe. We're going to get some more into some other true crime and stuff and other things. When it's on the down low, it's unknown. Here at Off the Down Low, I'm letting you know. Something that the layman might not know, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to take it out of the obscure places and all that. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Signing off.